Please bear with me. I'm not going to be able to show any of the footage from Age of Extinction. I am just going to put over like Rise of the Beast trailers because I've tried uploading this video 5 times now, and no matter what I do, it keeps getting blocked. So yeah, enjoy Rise of the Beast footage instead. Hello and welcome to yet another Transformers live action movie review. And today is one that honestly, I was more excited to do this video than Dark of the Moon. Even though I prefer Dark of the Moon, this is the movie that I've been wanting to talk about. So, from what I've gathered, yeah, the fans hate this movie. And I don't understand it. Now, first of all, let me explain how I watched this movie. So basically, this movie has a very special place in my heart because not only is it the first Transformers movie I saw, but it's technically kind of like the first big action movie I ever saw. So basically, this movie was in the cinema, and so was Maleficent. Now, it was my sister's friend's birthday, and they were deciding on which movie to go see. Either this movie called Transformers Age of Extinction or Maleficent. And they ultimately chose Transformers because it looked more, it looked cooler. She came home and she said that it was badass and that there were dinosaurs. So that immediately had me hooked. And then I saw her playing Angry Birds Transformers, which, yeah, I know people don't like, but I like it. And that's when I first heard the name Optimus Prime. I said, Octopus Pride? Such a fucking idiot. But yes. And then when the movie came onto box office, I watched it, and this movie completely changed my life. Because every time now I hear like someone say something that, is set in Age of Extinction, I'll just be like, oh, Age of Extinction. This movie just, I don't understand why people hate it. And yes, you could very easily say that, there's nostalgia involved, which is why I'm defending it so much. But yes, fair point. I am not going to defend that in any way. But even putting nostalgia aside, I still don't understand the hate for this movie. It is just as good as Dark of the Moon, in different ways, because really, the Autobot crew in this movie, they're probably my favorite, if I'm being honest with you. They are not only just so stylish, but also badass, and they actually have quite a lot of screen time. Because yes, Dark of the Moon may have had more Autobots, but really, they didn't really do much until like the final battle, and even then most of them, like the Wreckers, were just in the background. Another thing that I have to praise this film for is the lack of sexual implications. Now, yes, I know people don't like the card, obviously the card Romeo and Juliet thing. Personally, it doesn't really bother me that much, or at least it didn't when I was 8 years old or whatever when I saw this. But yeah, even looking at it now, it's not really a major thing because it's not like the other movies where like the romance takes over everything. Here, the humans are very much sidelined in the grand scheme of things because Optimus and Lockdown kind of take up the screen time of their respective sides. So like from the good guy side, Optimus and the Autobots take up a lot of the screen time. And for the villains, it's mainly Lockdown. This movie is like 2.5 hours or over actually. So yes, it is a very long movie, but personally, I don't feel it. I look so forward to so many of the scenes, like the scene where Ratchet's killed. Obviously, that's Lockdown's introduction. The scene where if Optimus, kind of breaks out of the house, and he's like, "Here I am." That is just such an awesome scene. And then, of course, we have it's like one awesome scene after another. The Autobots reunite scene, to me, is almost as good as the arrival to Earth scene from the first film. Now, of course, that movie did have the amazing score. And yes, this one score is also phenomenal. The movie, the music done for this movie was absolutely amazing. Not only that, the credit song Battle Cry obviously is done by Imagine Dragons. How could I not love it? But I didn't even notice it was done by Imagine Dragons when I heard it in the movie. Another thing that I know people criticize this film for are the Dinobots. Now, obviously, for many years, this never bothered me because up until December of last year, I had never seen anything Transformers related that wasn't the Michael Bay and Bumblebee, like the live action films. However, seeing things like Beast Wars, it kind of gives me an idea of what the Dinobots could have been. Because yes, they may not be main Transformers, but they should still have voices, they should still have personalities. In Age of Extinction, the Dinobots are very much just a plot device, and I feel like if you had introduced them way earlier in the movie, it would have been good, well, better. But, obviously I love this scene. I get so excited to see the Dinobots. But really, they were just there to destroy all the KSI drop. I mean, obviously, that doesn't really take away from how much I love this movie. But yeah, obviously, it is just a realization that I made many years later. I mean, next year, this movie is going to be 10 years old. I will be celebrating my decade-long anniversary of me knowing Transformers. And that is insane to me. So, I mean, yeah, it's sad, obviously, that I love this movie and I wasn't really able to get the proper toys. Now, I know the toy line for this movie sucked when compared to the others, but remember, I was still like 8 when this came out, all right? So, me seeing, like, people like, what was his name, man? It was like the dude who used to swear a lot, Grimm's action figure reviews or something like that. He would go toy hunting. And, seeing things like Voyager Galvatron just blew my mind. It was crazy because here, for Age of Extinction, we didn't get like the deluxes, Voyagers, and Leaders. We only got the gimmick toys. That's why the Age of Extinction figures I have are very much like the Power Punch line or whatever it is. Like Flip and Change. I don't have the deluxes and stuff. So, because they never came here. For the last night they did though. But yeah, anyway, back to talking about the movie. In terms of the humans, I'm honestly gonna say it, I quite like the humans in this movie. I think Stanley Tucci, he's not, when he plays a villain, but he's not really a villain, he's just an antagonist. He is still quite funny, in the scenes when he's supposed to be funny. He's not annoying. Mr. Attinger though, yeah, he was annoying and I was very happy to see him die. Speaking of which, I will get to that just now when I'm done with the humans. Cade Yeager, honestly, this is the movie I was introduced to Mark Wahlberg with, and I really liked Cade. I really liked his character, and this is the only movie, well, apart from Bumblebee, where I am genuinely interested in the humans. Because I like the characters in this movie. Tessa is way less annoying than Michaela. And Shane, he was basically just there for comic relief, between him and Cade. But I really liked the dynamic between all of them. And yeah, I genuinely like the humans in this movie. But now talking about the Autobots once again. Obviously, starting off with Optimus Prime, let's talk about it. I know people hate the Age of Extinction designs, which just blows my mind. Because for the first 3, people were saying they look too alien. Now in Age of Extinction, when they made them look more humanoid, they're saying they look too much like humans. Like, make up your fucking minds, people. The designs in this movie are badass. I don't care what anyone says. Optimus is his robot mode. This is my favorite Optimus Prime. When I think of the character of Optimus, this is the version I think of. Not only was it the first version I was introduced to, but also he just looks phenomenal. I love how slick and clean the design is. There's no like ginormous backpack or anything like that. He's not clunky. it's just such a clean, slick design, and I love it. He looks so, and this version of Optimus, he is strong. He's very, very strong. And I mean, not only that, in terms of a character, in my opinion, this is the best version of Prime we've seen. Because in the first three movies, he was very much just kind of like he wants to save the humans. But now, in Age of Extinction, of course, the humans have just turned on them for no reason, and they have killed almost all of his Autobots. You'd be pissed too. Prime in this movie, he's definitely just had enough. That's why I love the line. That's probably one of my favorite lines in this movie, is when he says, Autobots, I have sworn to never kill humans. But when I find out who's behind this, he's going to die. That is one of my favorite lines Optimus has ever said, because, he spent so many years. I don't even know when Age of Extinction is set, but he spent like almost a decade, defending this planet, risking his life, risking his Autobots' lives for this planet, for humans. And then they just turn on them and kill all of them. Prime, he's learned his lesson that he can't trust anyone. And that's why I like the dynamic between him and Cade more than him and Sam. Because it took a while for Prime to trust Cade, to actually like fully trust him. With Sam, he was just kind of like, yeah, I need your great grandest glasses, please. I haven't even scraped the surface of Lockdown. Lockdown, I am saying it. He is the best villain we have seen from the live action movies. Now, yes, obviously, I've yet to see Rise of the Beasts, and Scourge is looking amazing, but come on, Lockdown was an absolute, he was a unit. This dude literally captured the Dinobots. Do you know how massive they are? Optimus, even though he's so tall in this movie, he only comes up to like Scorn's knee. And that is ridiculous. For Lockdown to capture all of them by himself is just absolutely ridiculous. And, not only that, he was an amazing foe against Optimus Prime. For the live action movies, Lockdown was a way better, like, big threat to Optimus than Megatron. I'm saying it. When it comes to villains, yes, Megatron is my favorite Transformer, but Lockdown as a villain in these movies was just leagues above him. He wiped the floor with Optimus in the final battle, and throughout the movie, Optimus would not have won if it wasn't for Cade, if it wasn't for the humans. And that's what I like, when the humans get involved in the battle. They don't just run around and scream the whole time. This is how you do a final battle. This is how you do a Transformers movie. And I don't understand how people can hate this film. It has character development. It has, decent humans. The humans in Transformers movies, no one cares for them. Just by themselves. A 1v1 between him and Prime. Well, Prime lost, obviously. Anyone, not a single Autobot will be able to stand a chance against Lockdown. And also, one thing that makes Lockdown such a fantastic villain, so refreshing, is that he's not a Decepticon. He's not, I want to bring my planet back to life. He's none of that shit. He is a mercenary. He is not an Autobot. He's not a Decepticon. That's why probably one of my favorite lines of him is, Autobots, Decepticons, like little children, always fighting, making a mess out of the universe. Is this me showing that I can impersonate Lockdown? Maybe. But yeah, honestly, when I first watched this movie, I was so disappointed with Lockdown's death. Watching it now, oh yeah, it was badass. I literally said I was going to keep these videos under 10 minutes, and I'm going on to 15 minutes now. So yeah, I'm honestly just going to stop it at there, because I still have to do The Last Night, and then Bumblebee tomorrow, and then obviously I'll have to do Rise of the Beasts. So yeah, that is my review for Transformers Age of Extinction, my 5th favorite movie of all time. Yes, I put it there. Come attack me. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and Autobots, roll out!